Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kibril MMA. I'm back in the security office, back in work. But just wanted to make this video. Obviously, I made the card video earlier. I just want to make a video breaking down the Imavov and Strickland fight. I was happy I got it wrong, to be honest with you. I wanted Strickland to win. I just didn't think that he would. I don't know why these heaters are still on. I did turn them off for the video. I don't know if you can hear them, but should be alright. But I wanted Strickland to win, but I didn't see him pulling it off on 4 days' notice. He was even saying in the pre-fight presser, he was saying that he's out of shape, he's fat, and that he was like doing snowboarding and on his fucking bike beforehand. So obviously he was living it up before he got the call to take it on 4 days' notice. But he comes in, and to be honest with you, it was a pretty good fight. It wasn't that bad. I gotta be honest with you, it was a decent fight where it wasn't like a typical boring Sean Strickland fight where he just outpoints you like crazy. Like he was actually going into heavy exchanges with Imavov. And to be honest with you, it wasn't so much Sean Strickland's performance, which was great considering he went 5 rounds with no camp on 4 days' notice, being out of shape. It's the fact that what this showed to me was that Imavov was not as good as I thought he was. Now, I never thought Imavov was that good to begin with, right? Because I don't value Joaquin Buckley as that good of a fighter as some people do, right? And I know people like MMA Guru and stuff like that, they still believe in Buckley, especially if he's fighting somebody outside the rankings. But I just don't think Buckley is an amazing fighter. I don't see him as that good. But what I do see is that Imavov is good enough, obviously, to be in the top 15. I think he can get into the top 10. But he needs to beat somebody at a certain time, clearly on a full camp. But the thing is, he was on a full camp and couldn't beat Sean Strickland on 4 days' notice. Because I even said in my breakdown, I said, I think that if this was Sean Strickland on a proper full camp, I think Strickland will take this fight. But because it was 4 days' notice, that's why I picked Imavov. I also picked Imavov versus Gaslam. But the way that Imavov looked, I think Gaslam would have beaten him. I think Gaslam just would have out-wrestled him for 5 rounds, or or something like that. I think Gaslam would have beaten him. But yeah, it was an interesting fight. Obviously, there was a lot of heavy exchanges. Like I said, Strickland looked really good. You know what I'm saying, especially for being out of shape. And these people talking about this whole bullshit with Strickland came in 10 pounds heavier and shit like that. What you gotta understand is I don't give a fuck if he came in 10 pounds heavier, bro. Bro, he took this fight on 4 days' notice. Came in, went 5 rounds and won. His chin held up, and he did very well. There we go, the heaters turned off. But yeah, it's just annoying to me how people like to point out the littlest things just because they don't like Strickland. It's bro, if you don't like him, you don't like him. There's no need to just spew some bullshit. Yes, he came in 10 pounds heavier. Of course he did. But at the end of the day, he took this fight on 4 days' notice. It's not his fault that Imavov decided to keep his weight down. So, shit like that does, do my head in a little bit. But at the same time, it is what it is. But yeah, I had a feeling about this. I still picked Imavov because of the 4 days' notice. But the problem with Imavov is, if he's not considerably bigger than the guy he's fighting, or has a clear-cut advantage in terms of grappling or jiu-jitsu or some sort of groundwork, or just striking in general, he very much struggles. Because if your striking's on a similar level but you have a slightly longer reach than him, you're around the same height as him, you'll struggle and you'll probably beat him. But if you have somebody who's quite a bit shorter, not as long as reach, not as good as grappling as him, and stuff like that, he dominates, and that's why he beats Shabazia and Ian Heinisch, all them. But the one fight I couldn't get out of my head was the fight he had with Phil Hawes. And I watched that fight, and Phil Hawes absolutely dominated him in the first 2 rounds. Obviously, Phil Hawes gassed out, and then in the 3rd round, he gassed out, but he managed to survive and won the 29-28. But and he cheated like fucking that fight, but still, like, Imavov struggles against somebody that he doesn't belittle. Because the thing is, right, the reason he made Buckley look like a fucking welterweight, because Buckley is a welterweight, but he made sure to make Buckley look like a welterweight when he beat Buckley. And the problem is like, someone like Strickland, he's not going to make look small. Strickland, 6'1", has a longer reach, and came in heavier than him, so he's not going to make Strickland look small. And the thing is like, he's not going to make Strickland look small. So when he comes up against somebody like him, he's going to struggle, especially because Strickland's on a similar striking level to him and a better grappler. So, I mean, he's going to struggle, and that's why he lost. But, like, you look at, like, the fight with Phil Hawes, for example, like, Phil Hawes was a much better striker than him. But I think the reason for that, though, is that Imavov was worried about the takedown, so his striking was a bit worse. But Phil Hawes was piecing him up on the feet against the cage, and then decided to wrestle. I don't know why he decided to wrestle, but he decided to wrestle. That's why he gassed out, but he still won the decision. And Phil Hawes beat him that way. And notice how Phil Hawes made him look small. Not in terms of height, because Imavov is taller, but he made Imavov look small in terms of weight. He made him look small. And if you can make him look a similar size to you or smaller, and you have a longer reach, decent striking, and good grappling, he loses. So that's the problem with Imavov, is that he doesn't adjust. He's clearly not used to sparring people who are the same size or bigger, and if he is, then they're clearly not going hard enough. So yeah, I think Strickland exposed Imavov that fight, but still a good performance by Strickland. I know he got paid a lot for that, so he can go back to his fucking bikes and snowboarding or whatever the fuck he was doing before the fight. I think he should take a couple of months off though. I thought he beat Cannonier. I wouldn't say it's a robbery because the fight was that close, but I do think Strickland won. And good fight though. Looking forward to his next fight. Maybe try and rebook Gastelum Imavov, maybe, but I think Gastelum would beat him, but I don't know. If Darren Till ain't gonna move down the welterweight, maybe do Darren Till versus Imavov, try that. And yeah. And then Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa, maybe Paulo Costa. Yeah, because he's not going to fight for Tory. So yeah, Tory against Paulo Costa, that'd be a good fight. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. Fucking hell. But yeah, anyway guys, this is Keep It Real MMA. If you're new, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate every single new person that comes through. I'm even doing these videos in work for you guys. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.